How do you think he will do in the debates against Hillary Clinton?
How will he do? He will be over the top because he won't answer any question or any allegation. He'll say whatever he wants to say, and that'll become the talking points, or that'll become
but
the clips.
You know that presidents have been made and presidents have been broken by debates.
It doesn't matter. He's already been broken,
Mr.
Frank.
Romney had one good debate with Barack Obama, and his numbers went up overnight.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy mopped the floor with a sweating Richard Nixon in 1960.
Those were the first in the history of televised debates.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to watch, Frank, everybody will watch it. Whatever he says, it doesn't matter because everyone's...
My point, what I'm trying to make, Perry, and I want to ask you, all three of you, my point is that do you think if he's grounded, because, he's got charisma, he can talk, he's been around, he's got the gift of gab. Do you think that if they ground him and they give him proper, he's got some great people around him. His campaign manager is probably one of the best campaign managers available right now, but you can't seem to harness him. But my point I'm trying to make is that maybe the debates, he might be able to beat her and bring his numbers up if they, if he stops going on a tangent and sticks to some sort of game plan.
Okay.
Because
I don't think he can do that, Frank. I think Hillary Clinton's people will be smart enough to push buttons, say, ask him about this, and he'll lose it.
And my two cents on this, when it comes down to foreign affairs and international stuff, Hillary will just own him. Here's
my view. I think that Donald Trump knows how important, Donald Trump and his people know how important the debates are going to be. You just brought up, Mr. Kennedy ate Mr. Nixon alive, and that's really, people didn't say, they thought he was too young. Who was this guy? Who was this Democrat against Richard Nixon? And he just devoured him. And plus, then there was all those dead people that voted for him in Chicago. That was big too.
That's right.
What I'm saying to you is,
and they haven't even declared their candidacy yet.
What I'm telling you is, I really think that you guys are wrong on this one. I think that Donald Trump will do good in the debate.
Well, I said that half an hour ago. Look how he destroyed the other.
Come on.
Those were different. Those weren't debates. There was no policy. There was no platform. He just ate them alive on pure charisma. Listen, he had me. He had me right at the beginning until it got dirty, where they started talking about cocks and hands and fucking
Frank, do you think seriously
really down and dirty
presidential debate
insults?
To be himself, the pick of the month club, and knock her around like a little baby doll.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying to you, Bill,
he's got a shot at doing that, Bill. You're right.
Back to what I said. These three presidential debates have been the thermometer and the pulse of the nation. And like Perry said, they will be watched by the whole world. I would say they will be the highest rated television, social media event in the last, since Lucy had her baby.
And you know what, Frank? Because of social media, you'll be able to watch it anywhere you want. Yeah. You can walk around. You don't have to sit by your TV.
I think it's going to be huge. Yeah. But here's my point. I believe this, and you guys will see if I'm wrong or right. I believe that you'll see a different Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. They're going to tell him. They're going to read him the Riot Act. The RNC is going to read him. Like everybody's going to read him the Riot Act. He's got three debates to prove his worthiness to the rest of the voting public for him to win as President of the United States. And he could pull it off. He could.
Oh, I mean, the ratings will be huge. You know what he does? I flick around the odd time and watch, the Today Show, the Good Morning America. And, if he doesn't think he's getting enough publicity, he will call he will call Matt Lauer. In fact, I was watching the other day. He was on two stations at the same time. Just if he doesn't think he's going to.
He's not on two stations. On every station.
Yeah.
He's on
whenever he wants, he picks the phone up. Calls the producer.
It's mass exposure. There's nothing clever about him.
Yeah.
Not clever.
I think he is clever. I really do. I think he's one of those guys that I think that he knows his agenda and he does that shit, and that's what's gotten him this far. But hear me out. Let's go back to the debates. Do you remember I can give you a million examples. Dukakis was going to beat the shit out of George Bush Sr. He had him beat. It was that debate where they asked him if his wife got murdered, and the way he answered it, it just killed. And I think, in my view, I liked Dukakis. I was a big fan of his, and I think that debate destroyed him. But he had won that. He was going to win that election.
But we know what's interesting about all this is you're talking about what Donald Trump is going to say. What is Hillary Clinton going to say, and how much will she get unnerved by it?
Yeah.
Her ability
He could
to
shake her
stand,
down.
her ability
You
to
know what?
shake her down.
She proved to me that she was with a pretty feisty guy. Bernie Sanders was
not like Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders is.
Bernie Sanders is pretty feisty. He's got his finger up before you even finish talking. He was in her face. He'll tell you to shut the fuck up and let him. Well, I threw the fuck in, but he'll say shut up and let me finish saying what I got to say. Bernie was pretty feisty, and she just sat there and took it because she's very well trained. But I don't care about Hillary Clinton. I'm saying if Donald Trump hits some key points and stays on script, he will win the debates. But if he goes toe to toe with her on policies and tries to, he's dead.